Hey, how are we doing? I am back. I am sure you're absolutely delighted about that fact, and if you're not, why not? Yesterday was Transparent Day, which is a day celebrating transgender parents and transgender children of parents, transgender or otherwise. And I just wanted to offer some thoughts about that because one of the things I'm asked occasionally is how should I handle the fact that my child is gay or transgender or coming out as whatever? Well, first thing really is that well, here's some thoughts really from a therapeutic point of view, but also what research is showing that especially trans kids are doing much better from a mental health perspective when they have the parent support and consideration and acceptance and love. Now, this really isn't rocket science, but surprisingly, it is so. So it's worth emphasizing that there is nothing more that you can do as a parent than just love your child unconditionally. It's as simple as that. And I get that you might have feelings about that. I get that, if you're used to having a son, for example, and now you're having a daughter, there might be feelings that you have about that. And I encourage you to explore those and challenge your own biases and feel, feel that you can explore why you're feeling a certain way about that. But at the end of the day, you know, uh, um, there's nothing more and nothing more powerful that you can do but actually be there for your child and support them, and just be an active, be an advocate for the community and for your child. Yes, it's a difficult world out there for trans kids, and I get why as a parent you might have mixed feelings, or you might feel, oh my God, is my child now in danger and so on, and I get all that, but at the same time your support means the world. And it really is the catalyst for a trans kid growing up as a very um, um, more settled and more accepted and more confident person. So, as a parent, really unconditional positive regard and love is the best you can do. And I know this sounds like, oh my God, really? But you'd be surprised how many people aren't able to do that. I've recently read an article on the CNN website actually about a conservative Christian family that essentially lost a lot of their social standing and support because of the way they dealt with their son who came out as gay. So, yes, to you and I, it might seem that love is a fairly straightforward thing to offer, but actually, for a lot of other people, in their communities, in their life, in their lifestyle, it's a thing that they need to be reminded of. So yeah, be an advocate. Educate yourself, and also remember, if your child's gender orientation seems fluid, it's not necessarily a phase. Longitudinal studies have shown that actually people do vary a lot. There were longitudinal studies done over 10 years in which people have changed a lot how they see themselves and how they describe themselves and how they feel about themselves. And some people haven't. For that matter. So what I'm trying to say is, just because your child might be fluid about their gender orientation doesn't necessarily mean it's a phase. Uh, but it just means that they're looking for their tribe. They're looking for who they really are. And that's perfectly cool. And as I said, the best thing you can do is just be there for them. Remember that, 78%, 80% of school kids still use the word gay as a slur. There's still a lot of bullying in schools. Even children as young as infant school and primary schools are still using gay or as a negative, with a negative connotation. So yeah, I get that you're worried about your child, but the more positive and the more loved and supported that child is at home, regardless of the gender orientation, the more confident they will grow up in, and the more likely it is that they're going to discover who they are. I mean, I've read a statistic somewhere that, for example, in the the United States, you know, homelessness is the community is suffering a higher degree of homelessness than any other social segment, and that's partly because so many trans kids are thrown out by their parents when they find out they're trans, because they just can't cope with it. I have had clients who their parents were absolutely fine with them being gay, but as soon as they came up as non-binary or trans, the parents disowned them. I have had actually one instance where um, my client's parents actually broke their ribs in a severe beating when they came out as trans. So, you know, my message today really is one of love. Um, if you're a parent of a child that's gender queering or potentially transgender, just love them. That's all I can say. Love is love. Um, And, I understand that you might have feelings about it, and I encourage you to explore those feelings in therapy, but you can do no more than love and support each other as best you can. Have a good one.